golden desert rules this land. Its claim can be seen for miles upon miles, nothing but oceans of sand, interspersed with the occasional small shrub or cactus. In front of us lays the open road, a never-ending strip of tarmac cracked by blazing sun. We are alone. There are no cars, not other people, just us and our bus.
The trip ahead will be arduous. Not arduous as in difficult, but arduous as in purely monotonous. This road trip will last roughly 8 hours.
8 hours?!
Well, if my calculations are correct, that's how long it'll take to get from Tucson to Las Vegas.
Hey, it's a good thing I packed some drinks then, yeah? You gotta stay hydrated for the long trip.
We should leave soon.
You know, these sands are really stunning, just how the sunlight hits them and all.
What should be more stunning, perhaps, is that none of what we have just described is real. In fact, it's actually the setup for a Sega CD game.
Oh snap! Looks like we fooled you! Happy Halloween, suckers!
Welcome to Stuff We Play, home of everything weird and retro. And that sounds cool to you, why not subscribe? And happy Halloween. On today's awesome Halloween special, I'm joined by my good buddy, Rawman.
And to start off this super exciting brand new delve into an old relic from gaming past, let's go back to the 90s for a bit.
Nope, not it.
I did not have
No, not that either. Here's what we're looking for. This is Penn and Teller's Smoke and Mirrors for the Sega CD. Brainchild of legendary duo Penn and Teller.
And I'm just gonna butt in here for a second. If you haven't seen them guys, you need to go check them out. They've been doing their shtick for decades now, and they expertly combine comedy and magic in ways that words honestly cannot do justice.
So of course their game must have sold incredibly well back in the day, right? Oh, not really, as it was never actually released.
Like most extremely odd unreleased games from that era though, you can readily find it available for download online, which is what we did for the sake of this review.
Now, Smoke and Mirrors is a collection of 6 mini-games, most of which are meant to be some sort of trick to play on your friends. Desert Bus is the most famous of these, and will be the focus of today's video. While it technically falls into the aforementioned category, it also acts as a bit of commentary on the times in which it was released.
This game was created in 1990. Jesus Christ, 1995! Wow, I feel old. This was right in the middle of the uproar going on in the US over games such as Mortal Kombat and Night Trap, as parents were worried about their children being exposed to violence and promiscuous things such as, well, Night Trap.
No, thank you, you don't know.
How funny is that? And to think, this is the same country that would later be famous for 12-year-olds screaming expletives about your mum over Call of Duty.
Penn and Teller set out to create something that was the opposite of these games. Something that did not transport players to fantastic new worlds or give them terrific supernatural powers. And of course, can't have any of that pesky violence, can we?
Teller and I want to prepare you for the real world. We want to show you what life is really like. Desert Bus is the first in our line of what we like to call Vera simulators, games stupefyingly like reality.
There are no curves, there is no one on the bus. Your speed is capped at 45 miles per hour. There are no places to stop. At most, a bug will occasionally fly into your windshield. The bus drifts off to the right as to keep players ever attentive. And of course, much as often is the case in our busy everyday lives, there is no way to pause.
The graphics here are very bland and there is no music whatsoever. By all objective and most subjective accounts, this game is terrible. But it feels like a very intentional terrible. It's a very real feeling of monotony you get when you're driving through this desert. It's like actually driving through a desert in real life, like when I drive through West Texas. You're just aching for something interesting to happen, anything, even a gas station. But it never comes. There's nothing. It's just you and your bus for 8 hours.
The best way to view Desert Bus is less of a game and more of an experience.
Can you survive the trip from Tucson to Vegas? Will the long stretches of nothingness drive you insane? Or will you pass out from the boredom of it all?
Or will you power off the game after 15 minutes of playing and go do something more productive, such as donating to Desert Bus for Hope, an annual charity event which over the past decade has raised over $3.8 million for child's play? Let's find out.
Alright, I'm ready for this.
Are you sure you're ready?
I was born ready.
Come on, Stuff We Play! You got this! You can do this! Come on! Come on, you can do this! Yes! Go for it!
Do you remember the 90s?
James, are you okay, James? Well, that's just great, isn't it? The game killed him. It's so terrible, it killed him. How wonderful. Huh? Ah, well, that's what went and did it. You drank and drove, James. That's what killed you. Even if you weren't actually driving and it's just a video game, you drank, you drove, you died. And that's no good, kids. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Sub to James and all that, you know, all the good stuff. But also go ahead and check out my channel. I do game reviews and do movie reviews and sometimes skits and comedy rants about things that irritate my life. So with that, I guess, you know, I should go call the coroner.